Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zishan Rizvi from Rehan AI Teachers Training Institute, Batch 21. And today I have a great discussion, academic discussion with ChatGPT regarding the future of education and how technology is transforming learning. Hey, good afternoon, GPT. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon, Zeshan. I'm doing really well, thank you. I'm excited for our discussion as well. Just let me know your first question whenever you're ready, and I'll dive in with a detailed answer.
Great. My first question in this regard is how is technology redefining what it means to be educated today?
That's a great question, and it's a really rich topic. Technology is reshaping education in a few big ways. First, it democratizes access. Think online courses or platforms like Coursera, which let anyone learn from top universities globally. Second, it personalizes learning. Adaptive software can adjust to each student's pace and needs. For example, AI tutors can identify where a student is struggling and offer targeted support. And third, it fosters global collaboration. Students can connect across borders, work on projects, or even learn in virtual reality environments. So, being educated today isn't just about a degree, it's about having flexible, personalized, and connected learning experiences that transcend traditional boundaries.
Excellent. Will traditional classroom become obsolete in the next 10, 20 years?
That's a really important consideration. I don't think traditional classrooms will disappear, but they'll evolve significantly. In the next 10 to 20 years, we'll likely see a hybrid model. Classrooms will become more interactive with tech tools like augmented reality or AI tutors supplementing in person learning. The classroom will still offer critical social, emotional, and hands on aspects that tech alone can't replicate. Think of it like this: technology extends and enhances learning, but the human connection in classrooms still provides a vital, irreplaceable dimension.
Right. Can online learning ever fully replace in person education? Why or why not?
That's a really nuanced question. I don't think online learning can fully replace in person education. Online platforms excel at flexibility. People can learn from anywhere at their own pace and access diverse resources. However, in person education is crucial for building interpersonal skills, offering hands on experiences, and fostering a sense of community. For example, fields like medicine or lab sciences rely heavily on social.
Okay.
So instead of replacement, I see them as complementary, each method meeting different needs depending on the context.
Right. And how is artificial intelligence changing the role of teachers?
AI is really transforming the teacher's role, but not by replacing them. Instead, it's giving them more powerful tools. For instance, AI can handle repetitive tasks like grading or tracking progress, so teachers have more time to focus on mentorship, creativity, and individualized instruction. AI also provides insights, identifying which students need extra help or suggesting tailored learning paths. In short, AI frees teachers to focus on what they do best, connecting with students and guiding them through complex learning journeys.
Are we preparing students for the future or for a past that no longer exists?
I think that really depends on how education adapts. If we just rely on outdated curricula, then yes, we risk preparing students for a past landscape. But when education embraces technology, creativity, and future focused skills, things like critical thinking, digital literacy, and adaptability, then we equip them for the evolving future. So it's not about choosing one or the other, it's about ensuring that education takes a proactive, forward looking approach.
All right. And what skills will matter most in a tech driven education system?
That's a crucial point. I'd say a few skills will really stand out. First, digital literacy, not just using tech, but understanding how it works, how to assess information, and how to stay safe online. Critical thinking, being able to analyze and synthesize complex information. Creativity, tech gives us tools, but humans still need to innovate. And lastly, adaptability. Students must be ready to pivot because tech changes fast and the future will keep evolving.
All right. And how can technology make learning more personalized for each student?
Technology really shines in personalization because it can adapt to each learner's pace and style. For instance, AI driven platforms can analyze a student's progress and then recommend specific exercises or content tailored to their strengths or weaknesses. Even things like virtual simulations or interactive quizzes can give instant feedback, so students aren't just going through a one size fits all approach. In short, tech lets us meet each learner where they are, making their education more efficient and engaging.
Is too much technology in education a risk rather than a benefit?
Yes, that's a really valid concern. While technology offers huge benefits, too much can lead to drawbacks like digital distraction, reduced attention spans, or even widening inequities if some students lack access. So the key is balance, using tech thoughtfully, making sure it's enhancing, not replacing human connection, and being mindful of when and how it's applied.
How can we ensure equal access to digital learning for all students?
Ensuring equal access really requires a multi pronged approach. First, we need infrastructure, so providing affordable or free internet access, especially in underserved communities. Devices, making sure students have laptops or tablets, not just smartphones. And third, teacher training, ensuring educators can effectively use digital tools and differentiate instruction. Policy also matters, advocacy for equitable funding and ensuring schools prioritize digital inclusion. When we address these factors together, we create a more level playing field.
What role should human connection play in a technology driven classrooms?
Human connection is still absolutely essential. Technology can provide the tools, but it's the human connection that gives learning its purpose and emotional grounding. Teachers, peers, and mentors help students make meaning, build trust, and develop social skills. For example, group projects or in class discussions, even in a tech enhanced space, foster collaboration and empathy. So, technology should amplify but never replace those vital human interactions.
Can virtual reality make learning more effective than traditional methods?
In many cases, yes, virtual reality can boost effectiveness by immersing students in experiences they couldn't otherwise have. For instance, in a history class, they might walk through ancient Rome, or in a science course, they can explore a cell in 3D. That kind of immersion can deepen understanding and memory. But it's not a silver bullet. VR needs to be thoughtfully integrated. It works best alongside traditional methods, ensuring students still reflect, discuss, and apply what they learn.
How do we keep students engaged in a world full of digital distractions?
That's a real challenge, but it comes down to making learning purposeful and interactive. First, connect lessons to real world problems. When students see relevance, they stay engaged. Second, use variety. Mix in videos, gamified learning, and hands on activities to break monotony. Give students autonomy. When they have some say in how they learn, it boosts intrinsic motivation. And finally, cultivate a classroom culture that values focus and curiosity. When students feel seen and inspired, distractions can take a backseat.
Should coding and digital literacy be mandatory subjects in schools?
I think it's becoming increasingly important. In a tech driven world, coding and digital literacy are foundational skills like reading or math, because they let students understand and shape the digital world, not just consume it. Of course, it's crucial that it's done thoughtfully, starting with basics early and then layering complexity as students grow. But yes, I do believe it's a vital part of a modern education.
How can technology help a student become more creative thinkers?
Technology really expands creative potential by giving students new tools and platforms. For example, digital design software lets them build their own art. Coding platforms help them create apps or interactive stories, and virtual collaboration tools let them work with peers worldwide on creative projects. Plus, AI can spark creativity, like generating design prompts or helping them experiment with new ideas.
What are the biggest challenges teachers face when adopting new technologies?
One big challenge is just the learning curve. Teachers need time and support to master new tools. Another hurdle is access. Some schools lack the infrastructure or funding for consistent tech. There's also the time pressure. Balancing their daily teaching load while learning new systems can be overwhelming. And finally, there's a mindset shift. Some teachers might feel hesitant or skeptical, so building confidence and showing clear benefits is key.
Can data and analytics truly improve student performance?
Absolutely. Data analytics can be a game changer. By tracking student progress, engagement, and performance, teachers can pinpoint who's fallen behind and intervene early with tailored support. It also helps personalize instruction, identifying patterns like which concepts students struggle with most. Plus, it can inform broader curriculum decisions, helping schools adapt to emerging needs. So, when used thoughtfully, data analytics can really boost outcomes.
How do we balance screen time with the meaningful learning experiences?
Balancing screen time really comes down to intentional design. Schools can set clear boundaries, like using screens for focused learning tasks, but also ensuring offline activities like group discussions or hands on projects. It's about purposeful use, not just passive consumption. Teachers can also build in reflection time, asking students to step back and process what they've learned. When tech is a tool, not a constant, it creates a healthier, more balanced learning environment.
What does the classroom of the future look like to you?
To me, the classroom of the future is really flexible and student centered. Imagine a blend physical spaces that adapt with modular furniture, combined with immersive digital tools like AR or VR. Students will have more autonomy, choosing when to engage with tech, when to collaborate in person, and when to reflect. Teachers will be facilitators, guiding inquiry and creativity, and the focus will be on developing adaptable, lifelong learners for a rapidly changing world.
Will degree still matter, or will skills based learning take over?
I think degrees will still matter, but their role will shift. Skills based learning is definitely on the rise. Things like coding boot camps, micro credentials, and project based certifications are gaining weight because they show specific job ready skills. That said, degrees still offer a broad foundation of knowledge and critical thinking. So in the future, I think we'll see them complement each other. Degrees providing a strong foundation and skills based learning filling in the specialized gaps.
What role will global collaboration play in future learning environment?
Global collaboration will be a really central pillar. Technology breaks down geographic barriers so students can work with peers from different countries, exchanging perspectives and co creating solutions to global challenges. For example, a project on climate change could involve students from 5 continents. It broadens perspectives, fosters empathy, and prepares them to thrive in a truly interconnected world.
All right. And if you could change one thing about education using technology, what would it be?
If I could change one thing, I'd ensure that every student had access to personalized learning pathways. So instead of a one size fits all model, tech would adapt to each learner, offering customized resources, pacing, and support so every student could reach their full potential no matter their background or starting point.
All right. Thank you very much, GPT. It was an excellent session, and you really gave me a great answers that increases our knowledge and experience. Hopefully, I'll be back with you with some new question, new subjects. Until then, let me say bye to you. Have a very wonderful day. Bye bye.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad the session was helpful for you. Definitely come back anytime you have more questions or new topics. Have a fantastic day and take care.